Hello, guys. Welcome to today's episode of Couples Chronicles. There are a lot of mistakes that women make these days in their marriages, and most of them had to learn it the hard way. The best way to learn is not by learning it the hard way or learning from bad experiences, but from learning from other people's mistakes. I think that is much better. There are some mistakes you should make sure that you don't make. And that is what I'll be talking about today. So, I'll be talking about 6 different mistakes that women should learn not to do. Women should learn not to make in their marriages in order for them not to learn some certain things the hard way. As a married woman, your first priority should be having a source of income. Wait, as a matter of fact, when you begin to, even as a single lady, when you begin to have plans of getting married, before you say I do, you should start making plans of having your own source of income. It doesn't matter if it's running your own business or be working from home or working in an office or anywhere. It doesn't matter. Have your own source of income. It is very important. There is this dignity that comes with having your own source of income. No matter how rich your husband is, you're not making that money to show that man that you can make money. No, but it is for your own good. Having a way you make your own money, it will even help you, develop your mind, keep your mind busy, and also be able to attend to your own needs. Now, no matter how rich your husband is, you need to understand that rich man's wife is not a career. Unyodogu is not a job. Try as much as you can to have something doing, no matter how small. If your husband takes care of all the bills in the house, then just have, a little source of income. So something that just keeps you busy personally, no matter how little. It's very important. So that you don't end up regretting it later on. I get it that there are men that are very rich to the extent that they will even make investments, plan their children's life, their wife, their future financial status. But it is still important, no matter how little. Just have your own. So even if it means your husband opening a business for you, let it be your business. Let it be called your own source of income, so that in the nearest future you don't regret it and you understand how important it is to have your own source of income as a married woman. Secondly, as a married woman, do not neglect your source of income. I mentioned before that you need to get your source of income even before getting married. Now, after getting married, don't neglect that source of income because you feel your husband is rich and all of that. I also understand that a lot of women neglect the source of income for important reasons, like the stress from pregnancy, childbirth, raising a family, taking care of the family, and running a home and all of that. Yes, I understand. But instead of quitting your job, why not find a balance? Think of it like this. If you feel like maybe you're working in an office, you're working in an organization, and you started giving birth, the pregnancy and all of that was so stressful for you to combine. Okay, when you quit your job, why not find another job that will help you to combine everything, that will help you find a balance? If you quit your job in your office, why not look for another job that will help you to work from home? Or you can begin to run a business, or anything, you can do things online. Look for something that will fit the circumstances you're in now. It is better than neglecting your source of income. It is better than not having a source of income at all. Don't neglect your source of income because you're raising your kids. It is very important for you to have your own source of income, especially when the kids are now coming. All you need to do is to find the one that will help you to create a balance. Find the one that suits you the most. It might not be easy at the very beginning, but with time you will adjust and you will get used to it, and you will see and understand how important it is for you as a married woman to have your own source of income. Thirdly, as a married woman, Give birth to the number of children you can single-handedly raise on your own. Yes, this advice is very deep. If you cannot raise 8 children single-handedly, don't have 8 children. If you cannot raise 6 children single-handedly, don't have 6 children. If you cannot raise 4 single-handedly, don't have 4 children. If it is 2 that you can raise single-handedly, then you're okay. The reason why I say this is a wife today may not be a wife tomorrow. A wife today can become a single mother tomorrow. A wife today can become a widow tomorrow. Anything can happen at any time. Life happens to people all the time. People get separated, people get divorced, death happens. A lot of things happens to people. So don't allow nature, don't allow fate to take you by surprise. Prepare for the worst case scenario in your marriage, but don't forget to hope for the best in your marriage. That is why whatever it is that happens in your marriage, prepare for it. In as much as you plan your life, plan your future, plan your family's future, plan your children, also plan your death. As you're planning your life, plan your death as well. Plan your marriage. Anything can happen at any time. Imagine a married woman having 8 children with her husband, and after the first 3 to 5 years of her marriage, she gets separated, or maybe she becomes a widow. Nobody prays for these things, but it can happen. Now, this type of woman will have to go through a lot. Imagine one single person single-handedly raising 8 or 6 children. It is not easy at all. That is why it's important to have the number of children you can single-handedly raise on your own. Nobody prays for their husbands to die or get divorced, but it's important to plan your life, plan your death, plan your marriage. Plan for the worst case scenario in your marriage, because anything can happen at any time. So you don't end up regretting your decisions, and you don't end up putting your life through hell while on earth. Fourthly, do not discard your single friends because you just got married. That is not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to filter off the bad friends, people that will not affect your marriage positively or affect your life positively. Your friend can still be single and have a positive impact in your life and in your marriage. Don't begin to disregard people because they are still single. You just disregard your friends because you are now married. It's not fair. Keep the real friends, your real good friends, close to you, because you need them on your rainy days. You need to filter off the bad ones, whether they are single, whether they are married. If a friend is bad, you will know, and those are the ones you need to filter off. Keep your good friends close to you, filter the bad ones and keep them away from you. There are so many good friends that might still be single, but they have your interest at heart. They are the ones that will be there for you when the chips are down. So don't disregard people because you feel you're now a rich man's wife. You now feel that the people that are not married, they're under a curse, or they are now below you, they are now beneath you, you're now better than them. No, life is not like that. Don't allow nature to teach you things the hard way before you learn. Don't ill-treat people because they are not yet married, or disregard them because they are still single. You end up regretting it later in life. Number 5 advice to married women is, when buying properties with your husband, Mr. and Mrs., your husband's name is not a name. Yes, for example, your husband's name is Charles and you're buying a property, you write Mr. and Mrs. Charles. That is not a name. Anybody can answer Mrs. Charles. I need you to understand that an end to your marriage can cause an end to the ownership of your property. If you get or acquire a property with your husband, please write your name in full. I'm not saying you should disregard your husband's name while getting a property. No, 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 no. You can put your husband's name, but write your own name in full. Mrs. Your first name, then you put your husband's name. Write your own name in full. Don't write Mr. and Mrs. your husband's name, so that you can prepare for the worst case scenario. If you guys get separated, you get divorced or whatever, you can still claim ownership of that property. Do you understand? I'm not talking about you using your maiden name in any name in acquiring your property. No, I'm talking about writing your own name in full, even as you're answering your husband's name, because an end to your marriage can cause to an end to ownership of that property. And finally, for today's episode, my last advice is set aside little savings for yourself every month. That is why you need a source of income. Now, saving is a basic surviving skill. It is very important that you save. Nobody prays for bad things to happen to them, but you need to understand that there will always be rainy days in your marriage, and it can come in any form. It can come in death of your spouse. It can come in separation, divorce, lack. That is when your savings will save you. Your savings can go a long way, depending on the quantity. It can go a long way for you in your rainy days. So you have to learn to save as a woman. Saving is a skill every woman needs to acquire, and it is very important. So learn to save. Set aside a particular amount of money from your income every single month. Don't miss it. One day you will use it to achieve something big, or use it to save yourself from a very big trouble in the rainy days. The reason why a lot of women struggle or pass through a lot, they suffer because of the death of their spouse, or because of maybe the end of their marriage, maybe divorce or separation. It's because of the marriages. It's because of the mistakes they made while they were still married, while everything was still blooming in their marriage. I need you to understand there will always be rainy days, and your own rainy days can come in any form. It can come in form of the death of your spouse, it can come in form of separation, it can come in form of divorce, it can come in form of poverty, lack in the home. Your spouse is still there, but there is just this lack in the home. That is why you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario in your marriage. Every day will not be beautiful. There will be times when things will be a little bit rough, but you should be able to prepare yourself for it so that you can overcome. So in any way it comes, you have to be prepared for it. So married women, you need to be at alert. Don't learn the hard way. Don't make costly mistakes that you regret later in life. So that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Thank you so much for listening. And please, if you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for watching.